All right, no fucking countdown this week. It's the hybrid live show. I'm still getting used to this new, much prettier layout. I don't know if you can tell how much better this is. Welcome to the show. It's Monday. It's 5:30. Today's show is sponsored by Speed Labs. I don't know if you've seen my posts lately, but popping some caffeine gummies, they fucking work, dude. I love Speed Labs. Get the strawberry, get the lemon. Try them out. I'm going to send you some, Kevin.
Okay. Do you have my address?
Yep. I'm going to say it now out loud. Ready?
Yep.
Tell me if this is right. I'm just gonna guess. Okay, ready? By the way, Kevin's not driving. Anybody, for people who might be upset and think he's driving, he's not driving.
Maybe I am.
I could tell you weren't though, because you were focused. Oh, and Brooklyn's here too, and we have another guest coming.
Someone else important.
Do you know what's funny? That's actually what the B stands for. Do you guys know that?
Not Brooklyn Davis?
No, Bubbles.
Oh.
Still
don't know what your B stands for.
I thought you personally did. I thought I've told you as a friend.
Nope. That's why I won't stay with you in Vegas, Matt. At the Circus.
Yeah, dude. Stay with me at the Circus. Cheap rooms. And Cheryl, who lives in Vegas, says it's not too bad. All right.
It just smells like cigarettes. That's my downside of
all
that stuff.
All the rooms smell like cigarettes?
You're in a casino. You're dragging it through. I remember the Vegas days. World's toughest.
Yeah, but it's been a few years. Maybe it's better.
I'm sure no one smokes anymore now that COVID happened.
Right? I mean, I've been to Vegas since COVID, I feel like. I was there for the... let's make sure the show's working. All right, the show's working. Give us drop a comment if you're checking in. Let us know where you're checking in from. And, yeah, so I do this show on Mondays, and I work out in the afternoons, not the mornings. So Monday is going to be my not go to the gym day.
Nice. I'll put it on my calendar. That way I don't harass you on Mondays.
Don't harass me on Mondays. You can harass me. I was there last night on Sunday. They close early on Sunday, so I almost missed it. I got there at 6:15, and they close at 7. So I almost I had to hustle through.
Well, Matt, I don't know if you know this, but common knowledge would say, according to Instagram, of course, never miss a Monday. So you're just going uphill all the rest of the week.
But don't they say the same thing on all the other days? Go hard.
Yeah, I know it. It's bullshit, but
Brooklyn, when do you go hard on Mondays, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Like a mother effer, right?
Yeah.
Ham?
Yep. Speed workout, chill bike, double session day. Yeah, you don't miss Mondays, Matt.
I fucking do. S my D, okay? I miss Mondays. What's your rest day, Brooklyn?
Sunday.
Okay, what's your rest day, Bubbles, who's frozen?
The best face to freeze with, too.
What's your rest day, buddy?
Whenever it falls.
You don't have a set rest day?
No, my life is very, very variable. So wherever that rest day falls. Some days it's Monday like you, Matt. And other days it's like a Thursday or a weekend.
Do you know John Dzakowicz?
It's Johnny Jackowitz. You did really well in pronouncing his name, though.
Right.
2-time world's toughest mutter there.
And I don't know his name. What does he usually write on his shirt?
That's his name on his shirt, but there's a bunch of consonants in a row. Most people don't pronounce it properly.
I think I got pretty close.
You did.
Yeah, when I ran all the time, I was pretty set. It was I usually took Mondays off because I like the Sunday long run,
Yeah.
So then took Mondays off. But yeah, I kind of roll, man. I should get some kind of schedule though. Now that I'm gonna get legit buff. Now that I've decided I'm gonna fucking crush
Deadly
it this
Dozen.
year. All
Crush
of the
it daily.
things. Deadly Dozen, HYROX doubles, HYROX relays, probably a DEKA in there somewhere.
Yeah, we got to get you down for 40 minutes and you're strong. You could definitely be better than that.
I'm going to crush all those times. Listen, I'm going to crush all those times.
I know.
I brought you guys on because I had a lot more to talk about with DEKA Worlds. Why is it sending you the wrong link?
Bummer. Well, until you get those questions, I prefer Thursday. That's the day that I take off more often than not, just to follow up on your best day of the week. I don't know why that is, but often if you're racing Saturday, I like to take 2 days off before the race and then have a shakeout on the day before the race. There's my 2 cents. I don't know how to fix your wrong link thing. I don't know who we're waiting for, so I can't help you out on Sunday as well.
It's more fun. It's a surprise. Anthony always got mad at me because he's like he wanted to know, but it's so much more fun for me. Hang on, I just got an email. Hang on.
Hanging.
Okay. Here's the thing. This is what I used to say. This is what I used to often say.
What else do you want to talk about, Matt?
When it comes to advertising, I used to jokingly say, I like it's nice to really enjoy a product. Like I love Speed Labs, right? I love those gummies. I love VJ. I love Mud Gear. But sometimes you get sponsors and you just take the bread, right? Because you got to put a show on. You got to feed the kids, right? So I'll say, listen, I used to say I would take ad money from anybody short of the Nazi Party. That was kind of my line. Like I wouldn't take that.
Wow.
Everything else I would take. However, I have a real dilemma here because I just got an email from, well, they wrote me before and then I wrote them back and said, what is this? Just for Men. Now,
Just for Men.
I'm a big believer in being
Like
100%
natural.
Me, right?
Me too.
Like I've lost some hair. I'm okay with it. I've gone a little gray.
Doesn't have this problem.
I actually think I look amazing with a little gray. TBH.
Silver Fox.
So should I take their money? What should my price be? That's like I'm willing to actually go against what I say and like go do an ad read where I'm like, hey guys, I use this shit. Now it works great because I really like the way. You know what I mean? What do you think? $1,000 bucks? What do you think?
I don't know what you're making from your other ad sponsors. You've been in this game a lot longer than us. Brooklyn and I are just measly athletes. Fingers crossed we get paid before.
Yeah, but you get approached probably. Brooklyn, you probably got approached by people, right? You got a price, right?
15% off coupon to send people to their website. And then we never get the money. It doesn't matter what the company is. It's the same deal. Shoes, shirts, socks. Doesn't matter. Nutrition.
Yeah, I know. You and I were belaboring the fact that we can't get a fucking free machine out of these people.
Still trying. I mean, that's why I drove. Well, actually, Spider Monkey Mo drove today to New Jersey to pick up an assault runner because I can't get a deal on one. So even though I bring a couple of eyes to their products every time
I was talking to the Erg Queen.
Who's the Erg Queen? Erg Army.
Erg Army. And I was like, Can you give me a hookup? She's like, no, they don't hook me up. I'm like, what? You travel the world telling people the amazingness of Concept 2. And they won't hook you up? She's like, yeah, sorry. She said she does
Their
get
customer service is amazing. Concept 2's customer service is head and shoulders above anyone else. You call up and the equivalent of Vermont Matt B. Davis is on the other line like, hey, man, what's up? What can I do for you? I'm like, hello? Can you help me? Like, yeah, what do you need? And I go through it. They send me blueprints. They're on the phone with me, walking me through how to fix it. Oh, you need this part. Here, we'll ship it out to you for free. Cool. Call me back when you get it. I'm like, this is amazing.
All right, let me send this email. You guys talk to each other real quick. Hang on.
Let's go. Hi, Brooklyn. Good to see you. Your hair's down
Kevin.
since last time I saw you.
I know.
Are you in a garage?
I'm in my gym. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm dressed like this because I'm going out to dinner after this. So
why do you have to brag? Why do you have to brag?
You get me in real clothes and hair down.
No one's gonna recognize you as almost DEKA Strong World Champion.
You're
so close. So close.
Oh yeah, you.
I didn't even watch the race. I was crying in the corner getting ready for my race, but when I saw the difference in the replay, I'm like, oh my god, you were so close.
I mean, I didn't know. I was in lane like 7 or 8. I didn't know how close I was.
Colin didn't make any excuses, but I mean,
I'm aware. Well, because Colin got it, so
he watched you make that mistake. He's like, I'm not fucking like.
He's like, I'm not gonna.
Oh man.
Yikes. Yeah.
What a good year for you, and thanks for racing with my little buddy AJ, so we could share a podium together.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We've been texting back and forth yesterday, and we're gonna run a mile when you host
A
your
whole
event,
mile?
or you got to throw
That
down
means you have
for
to
a
come
mile,
to
so.
Underdog.
I'm going to.
I think we
Yeah,
should.
I'm going to.
I think we should really plan something. Speaking of sponsors, we should get some sponsor involved that can pay for me to come up there to see some legendary competition in Underdog. I should get up there, right?
Yeah, you're definitely. Connecticut's nice, especially most of the year. Avello Airlines doesn't fly to Atlanta, but I mean, we got our own little cheap airline to. I mean, Tara flew up, and it sent me to a lot of places for races. But I mean, Delta
what's it
goes to
called?
Bradley. You probably just have to.
What's it
Actually,
called?
Avello, Avelo Airlines.
I don't really fly not Delta.
Avello.
I'll be honest with you right
I'll
now.
put it in the chat so you can see how it's spelled.
Well, I'm here to
It's
talk
like
about the DEKA
Spirit,
World.
but not as bad.
It's like what?
And New Haven Airport is tiny, so in and out. Nice.
I also just got an email from HYROX that says I can get an official Center and HYROX collectible kettlebell. What the fuck?
Do you take it home from Vegas?
You can Velcro your patches on it. Why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't I just want to work out with
swing it?
It doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
Are you lunging your 66-pound Ram yet, Matt?
I'm getting. Trust me, I'm going to get there. Listen, it's cold. I'm now working out indoors.
That's okay. Just don't throw it.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, there's this Planet Fitness around the corner from my house, and the other day I was like, if I don't go right now, I'm not going to go. It was one of those moments, and so I drove over there, and I was like, I gave them whatever, like $20 to sign up and 10 for the month, and yeah, now I've gone a bunch, so I'm basically a gym bro.
Well, fun fact, we found Josh Gonzalez. He showed up at our event and ran like a 20:02 mile. And I was like, Jess, find out what gym this guy goes to. And she comes back. She's like, you're never going to believe this. He trains at Planet Fitness. And I'm like, how do you get this good? Planet Fitness in Albany? Oh my God.
So shout out Planet Fitness. The only thing they don't have an erg. They got a rower, although it's a little bit janky on the rower. Let me ask you this. It's with the water. Let me ask you this. When you pull, what is your typical amount of
strokes per minute? Or
K pace? When you pull?
Okay. Like pace or strokes? Like cadence?
Meters.
Meters? Like on one pull, how many meters?
If you were gonna row 100 meters, how many pulls would it take you?
I've never counted that.
Okay, you've never noticed it's going up by 5, it's going up by 7, it's going up by 10. You've never noticed?
Maybe 10. I don't know. My 100-meter sprints. I don't know.
How long does it take you to do 500 meters?
In teams, like 122.
Okay, what about regular?
Like individual race, like 145.
Okay, what about you, Brooklyn?
Between 150 and 155.
Okay, because I did it in like 212, and that felt like I don't think I usually do it this fast. It just felt easy. So I just thought something's wrong. And so I started to count, and it looked like basically like 7 to 8 every time I pulled it. So I got to 500 like way quicker than that's what I was trying to get at with the question, right? Like,
okay.
That's what it seems easier about it.
Well,
I've tried their rowers. I don't like them.
Yeah.
They're weird.
I mean, I've done water rowers. I've dabbled. I haven't trained on one much, but when I sit on a water rower, I'm like, this feels way different. And we're used to the Concept 2 fan. It's similar, but definitely not the same.
Right. But no, they've got Planet Fitness has dumbbells, has kettlebells, has bench, has everything. But
they don't have freestanding barbells though.
They have pizza and bagels. And
there's no pizza. I've never seen pizza or bagels in
Go at the wrong time. I haven't been there since like 2010. And Tootsie Rolls, purple Tootsie Roll.
I've seen none of that. I've seen none of that. We are focused on fitness at my Planet Fitness.
Matt, let me ask you a question. Have you set off the lunk alarm yet? Have you?
I have not, but I have been extremely self-conscious of the grunting though, because I know they frown upon that. And when you get to that third or fourth set and there's a little bit of grunt in there, I'm like, oh shit, is somebody gonna yell at me?
No, the alarm goes off on the wall and flashes.
No, I see it. I see the alarm, but
You haven't set it off yet.
I haven't set it off yet, no. But I am very self-conscious.
January goal. When there's a lot of people there, go for that in January. When it's packed, that's what you should do. Let them know, and then throw the pedal down on the ground.
That's me doing my front raises.
What are you trying to accomplish with front raises?
Well, so my wife is now designing my program for me. And I was like, hey, honey, I want to get stronger. And she's like, okay, you've never done any work, so let's build some muscle. So we're doing a lot of reps.
That's good. Sweet. Just curious. I don't do that movement, I don't think, in any hybrid race. That's why I was just curious, but that makes sense. Build some muscle, Matt.
Yeah. Front, side, fucking knees, just a whole, then over to the fucking pull down guy. Just a whole circuit there. Whole circuit. Hey, she made it.
Tanya? Is that who that
Hi.
is?
The wrong link. Tanya, I think I sent you the wrong link.
Surprise. Must have lost in translation.
Sorry?
Welcome.
I said I think I sent you the wrong link before. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice. But now I have to take my phone, which is like a little bit weird. But yeah.
Okay. Hang on, let me see. Is this better? How about now? Better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So we're futzing around a lot. We're talking about my new workout protocol, getting excited about that, about me getting really strong. Yeah, dude, I honestly, it was that ethics that I did that really kind of like, in drug addicts talk about hitting bottom, like what finally got you to like, just like, okay, enough's enough. Getting timed out at ethics got me to go like, all right, dude, you got to start working. You got to get stronger. So, yeah, I'm going to get stronger. And
we got to get stronger, Matt. Atlas is coming out soon. And if you time down Athletic, I can't pronounce that.
Dude, yeah, I'm definitely not ready.
Atlas has a time cap.
I'm not coming up to Connecticut for Atlas. I'll come up for something else.
We'll
Tanya,
get you a strong PR.
Tanya.
Yes.
Is it 12:48 where you are right now?
11:48.
But you tune in every week, which I really appreciate. Do you get up late, or you just don't sleep at all?
I don't sleep at all. I'm always up late, or most of the time. Yeah.
All right. Well, I used to be that way too when I was a young man, but not anymore. Well, listen, I brought you on some superstars of DEKA because we talked some about the world champs last week, but I wanted to talk more. I've been messaging most of you guys about your weekend, and I just thought we'd get more of that this week to kind of talk about it. So let's break it down. Let's start with Friday. Tanya, what race did you do on Friday?
I did the elite single race and the team's elite race in female.
Okay, so first of all, how was it for you getting here? Were you extremely nervous? Were you extremely excited? Like, what was it like to arrive at the, I want to say the horse park, but it's not the horse park. We have that in Georgia. You've been to that horse park, right, Kevin?
Yes. Conyers in Georgia.
So what was it like when you got to the horse park?
So first of all, I didn't found the right arena, like some others as well. We were like walking around, and it was sorry, I'm a bit sick. It was meant to be number 2. We were standing by number 2, but there were just horses. So yeah, it went a little bit wrong because on the ticket was just the main address. So yeah, but it was not that bad. I was still on time, so it was okay. It was just a little bit confusing. It would have been better to enter with the car and have like some labels saying DEKA in this direction. That would be on Sunday. It was like this, but yeah, on Friday not.
So getting there, walking in, did you know some of the athletes?
Except from the Spanish guys, in person, I haven't met any of the others. I think no, I haven't. I just wrote with like Tara and obviously Stephanie, and but the most of them I just some I realized by Instagram, like, oh, the faces to that name, like, but and Dave, of course, I know Dave.
Did you by chance have breakfast at Waffle House in Florida?
No, no, I didn't.
Kevin, why didn't you take her to Waffle House?
Listen, I saw her 1,000 times. I don't think we exchanged too many words because there was just so much going on the whole weekend, and there was no Waffle Houses right next to the venue. I didn't even go to Waffle House in my visit, and I was there for a week.
Did you recognize Bubbles as being world famous? Were you like, oh my God, that's the guy?
Yes.
That's the bike.
That's the bike guy. Yeah, I did. From Instagram. I'm following him also since a few months, I guess. And yeah, of course, like, we have to know him, right?
Actually,
he's owning the bike.
Assault doesn't recognize me. The company that makes the bike does not recognize me whatsoever. So it's an honor to be known overseas.
Now that I think about it, Brooklyn, you were actually the first to race. The ruck was first thing in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was right between. They had like the really young kids and the seasoned to perfection ladies, and then.
Is that what we're calling? Is that what we're calling it?
That's awesome.
I'm not going to sit here and say, the old ones, but like, yeah, they had the people that use the lighter weights, they had them go first, and then they switched us over to the women's weights.
Cheryl and I are doing doubles in Vegas, and we were looking for a team name. I think
I just found one for you.
I think, Cheryl, if you're watching, seasoned to perfection. Fucking amazing. Nailed it. So
there you go.
So let's set the record straight, because that first race was not without controversy, as I recall. You showed up. You were the favorite to win. You did win, but there was some issues. Yes.
Yes, there were. So I missed the world record by 9 seconds.
Jesus Christ!
That will haunt me. That will haunt me until I break it. And I received 2 no reps on the lunges and 1 no rep on the burpees. And that probably would have amounted to 9 seconds. But in addition to that, I had a really weird problem with my tank, which I was talking to Jess about, Kevin's wife. And we kind of just determined that there were definitely some tanks out there that were not pushing right. Even though they said they were on the right setting. Like I was in that zone for 30 seconds longer than I normally am. And this is not my first time running the ruck. I've done simulations. I've done races before this. I know what I should be pushing that tank in. And to come in at like a 3-minute tank, I'm like, there's something wrong here. I called over the judge and I was like, check this.
Can we back up a little bit?
Like, no.
Can we back up a little bit? So station 1, the lunges, they were no repping you? Because it happens quick, right? Lunges happen quick.
Yeah. I think it was on rep like 12 and 13 or something like that. And I understand, like no reps, clearly I did something wrong there. But my problem was that she didn't tell me that I was being no repped, which I think you and I might have talked about, or maybe it was Dave and I'm not sure. It's actually in the rule book for them to be like, we don't say no rep when you're getting no rep. We just stop counting. And I personally hate that.
I do too.
One of my athletes that was there that weekend, she had the same thing happen in the lunges. And she was like, I don't know if I was actually getting no repped or if my judge simply wasn't paying attention. Because that's happened to me before too, right? Like, especially in an age group heat, sometimes they're not as well attended as, like the elite heats, or I knew I had a lot of eyes on me because I was going for a world record. And it's just confusing. Like, are you miscounting or are you no repping me? I would rather be told you're getting a no rep right now versus just wondering.
I really hope Dave straightens that out, because we had talked about this before, that Yancey was like, oh, I just told him to count the number, keep counting the same number. And it's like, well, then you might just think they're making a mistake. Like, that's not really the way to do it.
Okay. Even counting the same number, like if you're no repping me, 12, 12, 12, fine. Because then you're still acknowledging that I am moving. I'm just not moving to your standard. Which
I know, but universally, no rep is understood as no rep. I just think we should be.
I mean, it would make a lot more sense. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it would.
So when did you? So
Some acknowledgement that you're not counting it.
Right. So I remember you were
I think
you were
a lot of
so you were disappointed when you finished about that, but like now that it's been a couple weeks, are you calmed down about it?
Yeah, no, especially after I realized what had happened with the tank.
After
I talked to Jess.
Well, on the live feed, you were trying to fight Mark Jones, which I thought was fucking amazing. I was like, this is awesome.
I mean, I'm still willing to fight Mark Jones if he would like to do that. But he later told me that he's afraid of me, and I don't blame him. I think he should be. So I told him that if he had been out there, I probably would have, broken the world record if we would have just raced. I blamed it all on him. It's basically Mark's fault that I didn't break the record.
Got it.
But no, after I talked to Jess the next day, and she was telling me that, Kevin, one of your athletes had an issue. Like, they went in and pushed the tank, and that thing didn't move.
Yeah.
And it was set on the right setting, but it just wasn't moving right. And I kept hearing that throughout the weekend, that something about the magnets, I don't know, the resistance with all the use and the pulling of the lever, and I don't know. But it just wasn't accurate. And they were aware of this, the mythical they. I don't know who, but Jess says they're aware of this, but they won't take them off the course because they don't have anything to replace it with. I'm like, cool. So we're aware that the equipment is not good, and we're going to leave it out there. I mean, not my story to tell, but like Kevin and the dead ball, like, we're aware that we have bad equipment out there, and we're just going to leave it there because we don't have anything to replace it with.
What happened at the dead ball?
I mean, it's his story. He can tell it.
We'll come back to that. You could continue with Brooklyn's story. I don't want to ruin
I have a question. When day one, we saw HYROX has this push thing. DEKA sled is different. It's resistance based. I remember from the very beginning, I was thinking, I'm not sure that's good for competition. It seems like it's a training tool, not a racing tool. But then we all used it, and it's been fine. There was last year there was a fuck up in the women's final, and they had a whole thing with it, but they sorted it. Do these things typically break down? Like, I know, like your concept 2s at like 1,000,000 miles or something, you're supposed to reset it, or maybe it's 1,000. I don't know, whatever it is. So Kevin, as a gym guy, as a gym owner, as a equipment, like, what do you know about these? What do we know about these sleds? And I know these are different sleds than last year.
No, these are the same ones as last year, but these sleds made their debut last year. So
right, that's what I was. Yeah.
So the torque ones, the ones they had prior, they're a little bigger and more like hefty. So when they replaced those with these, they're a little cheaper. They're definitely not as heavy. So like some of them have been kind of banged up last year at Worlds. Nothing crazy like the issue that Brooklyn had and a few other people. It wasn't like, oh, I pulled it too hard and it like messed up or it bent. This is like a year worth of competition. We have however many DEKA fits they've hosted and travel and sitting in a rusty or in like a humid trailer over however many months. So like Jess suggested, she's like, if you guys are going to buy new equipment, have the new equipment be for Worlds. They do this in CrossFit. Sell off whatever you don't need and use the rest for the next season. Or sell off the old shit that you just replaced or however. But I think in this case with this specific equipment, I tested all the tanks the day before on the men's setting only. And
as like a friend or because you wanted to, or how did that work?
I set up the event. I got there early on Thursday and set up all the equipment. So I was like, I'm here, I have time. I'm going to test all of them for myself. And like Yancey and Dave, they all have their own protocols to test things. But for me, I was like, I want to see how these feel. I want to see if they're all the same. There was a couple that were like one step slower, but I didn't test them at women's weight and youth weight. I only tested them at 8. I was like, all right, these are close enough. But then when I saw, like, we have a 70-year-old guy, and he was in first place going into the tank, and then he ended up in 6th because he was on the tank forever.
Oh.
So I'm like, that's heartbreaking. But the more, like Brooklyn said, the more stories, like, well, what tank was it and what setting is it, or did it just not move that time? Like I don't know if what the fix is, because test every single thing 2 days earlier. But if it works once when you test it and then it just gets jammed, or the mechanism doesn't move when you move the little joystick, then that's not something that would show up in a test necessarily anyway. So new stuff. They're getting new tanks to start next season though. That's the rumor. New Z-Bex, like the next model.
And they're going to sell the old ones.
I assume so.
Dave, we'll get to your comment in a minute, Dave, to the thing about the no rep, but I want to get back to that. Where were we? Day one. Tanya, you showed up for the fit.
Woo!
Yes.
What was your goal when you stood on that start line? You're there. There's freaking Lauren. There's these like amazing studs and studettes that we know. Were you like, what was your goal?
My goal was hopefully I can finish the race. To be honest, there was no placement, because like you say, like I knew like Morgan won last year. Then Sarah broke my heart. She didn't start in that race. But she has her reasons, so it was fine. And then Lauren, yeah, of course, like, I mean, I started in the background. That was just my strategy. I wouldn't go to the front because I would die there. And so I just came from the background, tried to do what's possible, and that was it.
Well, your second half of the race, you just started taking people. So is that usually how
Yeah.
it works for you? Are you a late surger?
I have to say in Tenerife it was the same, but that was the first time. Usually I die on after the bike, but I got a bit better on the bike. But probably I still need some tips from the bike owner here. But yeah, no, it was in Tenerife the same, but I had like my injuries with my feet, so lunges were in Tenerife bad, but now even worse because I made sure fully extension. I didn't want to have like more reps there, so I really extended everything, my knee, my hip, everything. So I was pretty slow for my usual time in that one, and then the box was a struggle for me. I've never used those light boxes, and every time when I would step over, it would almost flip. So I had really struggled there, but it still is an okay time, I think. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It was good.
And then how about these runs? Is this typically your run pace?
Um, well, I was not too happy with my run. Um, yeah, but it is, yeah, it depends on, because we usually had like 3 laps. So it is usually like this on 3 laps. So on 2 laps, usually I could go faster, but I had my fall 2 days prior. I fall over a box in a gym over there, and then I hit my pelvis, and I went to the chiropractor, and so I still had pain in my pelvis to run in the first half. Definitely in the second half, it was better.
Right.
But yeah, but it is, yeah. Usually it's something between 19 and something between 19, 15, 50, or sometimes 20, because we used to do those 3 laps, which is a huge difference. This was so much better. Like it's just like 1, 2, you go in, easy going.
So he sets up, Angel sets up every race as a 3-lap race. Why does he do that? That doesn't make sense.
Because we were in quite small venues, and so with the venue it did not work any other way. And Tenerife was the outdoor one, which was on lawn, which is always different. But this year they did their 2 laps, which was nice because the 2 previous year it was also 3 laps outdoor, and they had the space there. So why didn't they do it back then? But now it was the first time they did 2 laps in Tenerife, which was already like better. Because I mean, 3 laps is just too many corners. You always slow down. It's too much counting.
And so you ended up fifth. So how did you feel about that?
More than happy. I would never have thought to be in top 10. To be honest, I my goal was to not be last, and everything else would be, great for me. So it was the first time racing with all those amazing athletes. I just know from Instagram or from the paper or from HYROX, and yeah. So I mean, I'm more than happy with fifth place. I couldn't have asked for more, not on that day.
And Kevin, you raced the fit last year, but you did not this year, correct?
I raced fit teams last year and I raced fit teams this year, but I didn't do individual. I did individual age group year 1, but I haven't since.
You did age group year 1? Oh, because you could swap around, I think.
Well, you race where you're qualified. I didn't qualify for elite fit, only age group. So year
Right.
1, I was like, I'm going to race everything I qualified for. And then last year I qualified for way more, and I was like, all right, maybe I won't do that.
All right. So which did you do first? Did you do
Co-ed teams?
Co-ed teams
Yeah.
before male teams?
Correct. Co-ed teams was at 4:30 and male teams was at 6:30 on Friday.
So you guys raced each other for that one, Kevin and Brooklyn.
Yes. She got a last minute sign up and jumped in, and I was like, oh, sweet. Her and AJ are both very good fit athletes, and no disrespect to the rest of the field, I knew it was going to be me and Kat versus Grayson and Katie, and the rest of the field. I haven't had any competition the whole year aside from the Anaheim race, which included Lauren Weeks and Anthony, and they got fourth. To speak to the depth of field there, Grayson and Katie, and then Isaac and Vivian. I believe it was Vivian in Anaheim. So I figured the race was the Kilgores from Idaho against Kat and I, and then I saw these two jumped in, and I was like, well, they should podium, and they did. So that was exciting.
So your first race of the weekend, Kevin.
Yes.
What part of you is like, all right, well, there's this race, and then there's another one later, and then I got to race 8 more times. Like, do you go 98% instead of 100%, or how do you race?
No, I only signed up for races I thought I could win. So all 7 of those.
You thought wrong.
Clearly, but I learned a lot this weekend, and I just want to take one race at a time. I'm like, race 1, I'm racing with Kat. We have our strategy. We've never raced together, but I just need to do my job really well and rely on her to do what she's really good at. She just finished second to Lauren Weeks, so she's coming in pretty confident, and we should have a good chance. But Grayson and Katie outdueled us, and they won. And I mean, if you watch the live stream, I don't know if you could see, but we had a great battle the whole race. And while Grayson was pushing the tank and Kat was pushing the tank, I yelled over to Katie and I was like, you guys better break the record because you guys are running really well. And I still wanted to beat them, but the battle of us was a lot of fun. And they're good competitors. They meet the standard on everything, and super exciting to be pulled, because last year Lauren and I mean, we won wire to wire, and we didn't really have to work that hard. I mean, we worked hard, but we weren't challenged for a podium.
Do you think they out-strategized you, or are they just better than you?
I think they were better runners than me. Both of them. Their running was tip-top, and I was not as fast as I needed to be to keep us close. And Kat fell down and on the farmers, which that didn't cost us anything, but it sucked for her because she banged up her elbow. But I think Grayson and Katie they executed their plan better than we did. And Grayson also, I mean, I kind of count on a big time swing on the bike, and I was 11 seconds and Grayson was 21. So that's not enough of a swing to beat them the way their running was. We made up some ground on the tank, I think, but not enough ground. And then they outran us.
You did the bike at 11?
Yeah.
Is that the fastest you've ever done it?
Yeah. I waited till it mattered. Jeff Barton makes a big difference in my bike execution.
Because he's like, here comes Kevin, Bubbles on the bike.
That's it. I can't do that by myself in a dark, cold gym.
No, I get you. I get you. Brooklyn, you roll in with AJ, and what was your game plan?
Just to shake up the podium.
It worked.
Like we're gonna fuck some shit up.
Yes, we're gonna fuck some shit up. That honestly was the goal because we knew who the top two were gonna be, but we were like, we might be able to get it. And I think the reason that we got third is because we had matching outfits. So
It worked
shout
well.
out to AJ for getting those for us. But no, we split everything. And the rule of thumb was nobody has to run after they do a station. Like we split every 250. I think Kevin was cat ripping every 500. Just
No, I
all
took
of
some
them?
runs.
You
No,
took some runs. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
was busy.
it's
I wasn't.
okay.
You know,
I know.
you what
I
mean?
didn't watch your strong race either.
Yeah. So
But we strategized in a way that Lauren and I had changed from Worlds last year and ran a good time. But no, I took some lengths, and I think that's why I did more running than I did last year, and my running wasn't where it needed to be. Kat's running was amazing, but even you can only get.
it's a cliffhanger, I guess.
This is like if you pass out at a party and you wake up and everyone's laughing at you, and you're like, "What happened? What happened? What happened?"
Basically. I wouldn't know anything about that, but yes, exactly.
It's been a few years, so I'm just having flashbacks.
No, I know. But sorry guys, I'm fucking with this thing. I gotta turn off this. There we go.
Bye, Johnny.
So when did you think you should run? When did you decide to run, Kevin?
Well, I ran when I was supposed to run. The first lap I have to go, but then in order to not have Kat do all 500s, and early on it's not bad because if she runs after the lunges, then while I'm rowing, she's got a minute and a half rest. While I do the box like 30 seconds, same with the sit-ups. It comes to be a problem when you get to the bike when you ran a 500 and you take a breath and it's time to run again. So to alleviate that, I ran into the farmer carry, had her farmer carry, then I ran out of the farmer carry. So that way she did 250s, bookending that. And then I had a shorter rest for the bike, clearly. I trained, so I was still going to be able to do what I need to do there. But then she took the 500s till after the tank. Do you follow?
Yes.
However many runs that is. Two
Yes.
mandatory, two 250s.
All right, so moving on to the men's, it looks like you just did a smart race because you guys were like 8th coming off the dead balls and then end up in 4th. So tell me about Connor. What was the plan with you and Connor, or when did that team come together?
I raced with Connor in Florida in September in the last qualifying weekend. He was coming off COVID. We ended up beating Miguel Pontoon and Dustin Rudder head to head. So we ran well. It was I think my second best DEKA Fit men's time of the year. But we split it a little differently because Connor's more well-rounded than Dan King, who was my top time qualifier, who had finals on Friday and couldn't come. So Connor and I split more of the runs. The problem with that was the field now was really deep, and we had to go to the back of every zone. So we got to the lunges last, had to go back to the back of the zone, so we lost time there. Then the back rower, then the back. We got a front box because whatever. So we ended up losing all this transition time going to the back corner, and then we made up time at the end because we didn't have to go 5 to 10 seconds in the back corner to do our reps and then beat everyone's ass on the station and then get back to running. So if we strategize differently, Connor ran a great race, but if he ran 500s instead of 250s, again, he's faster than me. And if I took the load of the stations, at the end of the day, we lost by 30 seconds, which that's transition time. And it would have been nice to get into the burpees with everybody else, but that's you live and learn. And if Dan King was there, I would have had him do all the 500s, and we would have beat everybody by like a minute because we would have been in the front of everything.
I think AJ might be behind That's a quote from like, I think he means like 30 seconds ago, and it said fuck shit up. Hey, real quick. So Dave put in this comment, he said the judges were not instructed to just keep counting or to not say no rep. I'm not sure why your judge didn't let you know why, or if you received a no rep. So it's very possible that they weren't, but I think when he's talking to the judges, they need to like be clear, like, hey, you might have been told this before, but this is how we do this now, or whatever. But Kevin, were you around watching all this craziness when they couldn't decide who won, or were you too busy being the mayor of DEKA Town?
After I got fourth place, I was ecstatic I got fourth because, like you said, we were sitting in eighth after the dead balls, and I'm like, this is fucking painful. It's taking forever. We're stuck in the back of everything. And then we crossed, and I was like, where is everybody? And like, you got fourth. I'm like, we just missed the money. Damn it. But the Walkingtons got us, which is the theme of the weekend, again, the next day. But I was over in Rocco's Athlete Services getting, I was in the massage chair and watching the Spanish guys wave their arms really violently at Dave and Yancey. And because it's on the Jumbotron too. So I see them live in one side and the Jumbotron, because OCR report had them. And I'm like, I'm on my phone, like it says the Spanish guys won, but over there, like they're angry. So I don't even know what's happening. But if they won, they wouldn't be angry. So how do they come up with this? The fact that they lost, I'm like, if they got a no rep, if both of those teams had shitty reps and they got 30-second penalties, that puts me on the podium, even if one of them.
Let's go! Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Did you see that right there? Oh, my goodness. I didn't even realize how strong I was. Ooh, caught myself. I'm just like I'm one of those gym girls that walks by the mirror and kind of sees like how massive her butt is, and like, hey, look at me. I'm also wearing DEKA, by the way, so it's support the cause. And I know Tania and I are wearing the same shirt. This is a strong shirt in honor of my 40 minutes strong.
That's it. She's got a different World Championship shirt, a little different.
So I know you guys all follow my content. Like the minute the notification comes up, you watch it. So I want to know what you guys think of the conversation I had with Angel about how we should determine the winner, and what Dave and I talked about as well.
I didn't listen to that because I'm still catching
wrong
up
answer.
On everything.
Wrong answer. You should have said, yes, Matt, this is what I think. You could have cheated your way just to say, oh, yeah, this is what I think.
That's what I would do in school when I didn't read the assignment, but you asked too specific of a question to have me BS you with an answer. But if you give me the roundabout piece, I can speak to it.
What should determine the winner, Kevin?
Well, I think timing chip. That's what I didn't even know. This whole like photo finish thing was in the rule book. Actually, I always, because I talked to Dave the next day at the starting line. In teams, if you pay attention and you watch the live stream, like, oh, there's Kevin Gregory on the front of the line. Where's his partner? Oh, he's in the back. Yeah, my fast running partner is in the back of the corral, so our chip starts later. So if we have a photo finish, we got an extra fraction of a second because I'm slower. So we're starting our clock late. So in that case, why do we even have a timing chip? I guess for the splits and all that makes sense. But it is in the rule book, so it's not like they made it up on the fly. It does take the excitement out if you're running a stadium race and you finish 5 steps ahead of somebody and you find out they beat you because they were stuck in the back of the corral. So I think if you have video and you can support that, which they did in this race, then I think that's fine as long as everyone knows at the starting line, which we do now. But I don't think before Friday night anybody knew that except for whoever wrote it in the rule book. That's my take.
So you intentionally tried to subvert the photo finish, not knowing the rule.
I didn't know that was a rule. I just wanted I always want that fraction of a second in case it's close. Like Zach Tate and Brian Neely with Willie Shoemaker and Dustin Rudder last year in Orlando had a diving finish at the finish line for DEKA Fit teams. And I was like, glad we won by like a minute. I didn't have to freak out and run across, but I watched them like 12 times.
Dave brought up a great point on Dave's podcast.
He has a good podcast.
Yeah, I know. You probably listened to that one.
Not recently.
And he said, and Angel and other people have said, well, when does the first to cross the line not determine the winner? And other people were saying, well, yeah, when does the fastest time not win? It's like, well, technically you can get off the blocks later in a 100 meter and your time is faster by 100th of a second, but you didn't.
I don't know any of these track rules. I don't know any of these.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it just said that. I'm like, oh shit, that's
the common sense is the common sense is the reason we use chips when you have 10,000 people racing is that you clearly can't tell who fucking did what for what age group. But for an elite race, right, you're thinking it essentially as like, you don't even need a starting mat, just cross. That's what you need to do. You need to cross. Now, we want to know what that time is when you cross, but just cross the finish line. So that's why all elite races count that way. So yeah, technically in the 100 meter, you could run faster than a person because what's her name gets off the blocks late. What's her name? The really good American. So Shikari gets off the blocks later. So her time could actually be slower, but you're not going to not have her be the winner when she passed everybody. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So think of it that way. Brooklyn, what do you think?
I don't know, Matt. I don't really know what to think about that. If it were me, I'd probably want it one way or the other way. I don't know. I listened to your live stream last week. I did not listen to your thingy with On Hell, but
it's okay.
I tried to come up with an opinion, and I was like, I would be mad if it were me either way. So unless they voted in my favor, of course. And I think you'd be lying if you didn't say that as an athlete. Like, you just have to be there. So, and then there was all the controversy about like widening up the start line and all that. That's too much. That's too much. So, sorry, I don't have good input for you on that one.
I'm really surprised, Brooklyn. You're on here for your hot takes, picking fights, and you fucking punted that one. That's fine. We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Tania, what is your thought? I know you listened. Tanya's a big fan.
I listened to your show, but not to the one with Andrea, to be honest, because I wasn't traveling back home, and yeah. But I just was about to get back to my hotel, and I followed the live stream, and I saw it all on the live stream, what happened with that race, and like you said, like if you take running, if you start late and you were even faster than the others, but you were on the 20th line or whatever to start versus the first one, and the first one did slower but crossed the line first, is the winner, right? So from that point, I would take it same. And for me, it's like, I mean, if we compare just shortly to HYROX, in HYROX you get punishment if your partner is way too behind, and I thought like in DEKA you also have to be close together and cross the line together. So I mean, it's a struggle, but yeah, crossing the line together, first one is crossing is the winner. Yeah, that's how I would see it. But it was a struggle because I saw Pau couldn't go through the other guys because they were cutting him, and I wouldn't say anyone did something on purpose to cross that line, but it was just like go fast through it, like, and then Pau couldn't go with Alphonse, and yeah.
Okay. We assume that our friend is coming back. Hello. Oh,
I'm here.
I didn't. Sorry. So let's move over to what's on Saturday. The mile.
Yes.
All right, Brooklyn. Let's start with you.
Me personally, I did not want to do that race at all whatsoever.
Because why?
Because I was really banged up from the ruck. I don't know. There's something about like running with the backpack on just makes you hurt in different ways. How that, Matt? Did we miss something?
Clearly we did. Clearly
you guys are supposed to tell us. All right. I can't do that.
You can get one for dinner time.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I don't know. I just had like a lot of tension and like my upper body that just running with a backpack, man. It just makes you feel all kinds of funny. And I was really still bitter about what had happened the day before. Like, I just want to go home. I really don't want to race. Yeah, I was pretty bitter because that was the one I trained for. Like the ruck was the one that I had, intentions of doing good things with. And like, yeah, I won, but like I wanted the world record. So we'll come back for that. But No, I was over in like the starting corral talking to Janelle and Marissa Pope, and I was like, guys, here's to just like not being last, like we just don't want to lose that bad. And then we all did great. Obviously, Janelle was the rock star of that race. Like, I was in the race, but it was so cool to watch her and like listen to what was going on. She just freaking killed it. I ended up in fourth somehow, I think, because I burped my ass off. But yeah, for me, that race wasn't anything special other than like I achieved my goal of crossing the finish line and not being last. So.
Well, I mean, you did more than not finish last.
Yeah, it just wasn't like it didn't feel like the best race.
You were 17 seconds short of the podium.
Yes. I don't know.
And you finished in the money.
This is true.
For 2025.
The Monopoly money.
Payout.
Yes.
It's real money. It just
wait a minute. So you do get money for being fourth? What is this?
Mm-hmm.
Top five individual get paid, and top three teams.
How do I not know this?
You got to read the Zendesk.
I'm the one who tells you to read the Zendesk.
Well,
I know, because
by the way, for the podcast version listeners,
actually,
podcast
year one, I got like $50.
Real quick for the podcast listeners of this episode, Tanya and Bubbles put on Santa hats, so I threw up a little menorah on the right hand corner. First night of Hanukkah is in fact Christmas Day, which people always say, people always say like, oh, Hanukkah's late this year. But listen, nobody's ever said it's on time. When it's in early December, people say, oh, Hanukkah's early. When it's late December, they say it's late. It's just nobody's ever gone, Hanukkah's on time this year. But I'm going to pull up the fucking Zendesk. I should know these things. The splits aren't coming up, by the way. I wanted to pull up your splits, Brooklyn.
There's no splits in mile because there's one timing, Matt. So they don't even put them up. Bummer, I know.
Oh,
pretty fast.
Everybody ran a really slow race. Like,
does Strong have splits though?
Yeah.
No
splits for Strong or mile. But mile and Strong, overall, like total race times were. Jack Bauer would be able to tell you the percentage slow it was, but.
All right, what did I just say I was going to look up?
Money. Zendesk.
There you go.
I usually create articles from the Zendesk because nobody goes to the Zendesk, and then later when you Google it, the Zendesk is gone from the previous year. So I usually write these articles. Hang on. DEKA.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't have them.
I know. What's been the you said I thought they were paying eventually now. I thought they're catching up, no?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got my money in August, but we'll find out when the payouts come this year. I mean, the people from Pennsylvania didn't get their money yet, nor did the people from Pennsylvania that podium get their medals yet.
And when was Pennsylvania?
So that was in August.
Indiana, still nothing.
Indiana was before that. Okay. I didn't win. Yeah. I got a flag from Titan Sticks in Indiana, and I got that on the spot, so that was nice. See? You should rock. You get your stuff immediately.
That's what I'm saying.
Tanya, you should rock in Europe. Where are you? Spain? What country are you in?
Luxembourg.
Oh, we gotta go.
I'm the only one who met no from this country, apparently.
Nice. Congratulations. We gotta get you an affiliate.
Yeah, I hope we will get one because I never did a normal mile or strong. I just did it in the arena in the trifecta day, so they were all slow.
Look at this.
Pretty hard to get in with those slow times.
Look at these amazing graphics, guys.
There you go, man. I got 250 year one for my mile.
So,
what about teams money, Matt? That's important as well because some of us ran teams 6 times.
Teams money.
Only top 3. I know that. I didn't get money for Connor Bell's race.
Let's see. DEKA Fit Elite, Podium Prize Money, DEKA Mile Elite, Strong Elite, Age Group, Fit. It doesn't say teams.
Well, I can tell you last year it was $1,000 for first place, but I don't know what was second and third because I only got first last year.
Well,
I think it's 500 and then 250 or no.
You might not have
I know
anything.
for third,
Split 'em.
it's
There's
400. For third, it's 400
Okay.
split between the two.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I
here we
don't
go.
know
Sorry.
what
Sorry. I
is.
found it. I found it. Ready?
Is it going to be on the ticker
It's going to
tape?
be in the ticker tape.
New Year's is coming. They do ticker tape parades in New York City.
Hang on a second.
Have you been, Matt? Today's episode brought to you by Lumaflex. Get your red light on.
All right. You ready for this? Here it comes.
Yep. 1,000.
600, 400. So how much
400.
money did you win this weekend?
I don't know because this is the first time I'm seeing it. I didn't look it up.
Okay,
on my
quickly do
own,
the math
so
while
give
I
me a
ask
second
Brooklyn
to
how
do
much
the
money
math.
she won this weekend.
2,700.
Let's go! American dollars.
American.
Let's fucking go. Tanya, did you win some money this weekend?
Well, then probably 300. As you forgot my team race, just we got second, so I guess we get then 300 per person.
Mhm.
But we
And what
get
is that?
nothing for place 4 or 5. There's
Right.
nothing for
Not for individual, not for teams. For individual, you do.
no for individual. What is it then?
It shows right there. You got 250.
I don't see it. I don't see a thing. I'm on my fucking shit small phone. Oh, there.
I'm on my fucking shit small phone.
Yeah. Come on. What does it say for 4th place? It's so small.
Tanya, did you get fourth?
You
No,
got
I got
500.
fifth.
You got 500.
Oh,
American.
250. 250. Okay.
No.
I got it.
Did she finish fourth or fifth?
No, fifth.
Fifth? Okay, she got 250 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
250, and from teams, then 300. So it's 550. Woo!
And that's so in your money, that's like, what is that, like 2,000 kronisches or something?
What?
What is that in your money?
No, in euro it's almost the same. It's not that much difference.
Okay.
It's kind of the same. Yeah, not much.
Okay. So now your
We
people
we have euros here.
so now your people can build a hut, right? For your
Yeah. Now we can have an affiliate probably, and we can buy one rack. I want to try one rack to be honest, but we had no. So yeah.
You guys don't do that in Spain?
We haven't had it yet. No. Also, like mile teams and strong teams, we had none of them. So I couldn't compete in them.
But you guys have Fit Mile Strong at every event.
We had, yeah, but for next season it isn't anymore.
No, next season it is. Plus, you're adding teams, right?
You know more than me. I don't think so.
Come on, don't make me pull up websites. Hang on, Jesus Christ, hang on.
There is like there's only one strong single race, and that's in Malaga, and for the rest it's just mile and fit. So they canceled the strong almost everywhere, if I'm not wrong. I was asking for teams, but
do you see this? Do you see this?
Fit teams, yeah, but we have no mile or strong teams. We always had the fit teams.
Oh, you have?
That's why I could compete in fit teams. You remember? You forgot me.
Okay, so
yeah. So we had no mile and strong teams.
Why doesn't he?
They were just.
Why not?
Ask Angel. I don't know. I want him. I would like to have a rock. I would have to like an ultra. I want it all.
Well, you're gonna have to, I think you're definitely gonna have to come here for the ultra. Are you gonna do? Wait a minute. How much money did you win this whole year then, Brooklyn?
I got 2,500 from the ultra weekend. It was $2,000 for the ultra, and then I got a second place finish the day before.
Right.
And then I got $250 for third place in Florida. So I don't know, 5,500, something.
It's not
like
horrible.
That. No, not bad at all.
Pays for some of that gas, some of those flights.
Some of the shoes that I burned through. Yeah, that's really, and like race fees. So if I can just, now that I'm at the point where I can compete for money, if I can just make up the fact that I spend a shit ton of money on race fees, I'm happy.
Start doing what Kevin does. Just cherry pick. Go to the ones that no one else is at.
Please don't talk like that.
I don't win any money with that. I haven't won any money at races that no one else is at.
That's not you. Is that
Although
the other
Matt,
Kevin that does that?
Matt, I tried to sell this 2 years ago on eBay for $1,000, and you shared it, and lots of people wanted to kill me for selling my race memorabilia.
Should we tell people what you're the most famous for with your eBay sales?
You can.
So
might drive up sales.
So once upon a time, I don't think so much anymore, but once upon a time, people would sell their medals from Spartan races on eBay, and people would buy them. And I could never figure out who would buy them, especially if you didn't go to that race. But people did it all the time. My buddy Dario did it. Like, he raced at City Field every year. He'd come home, he'd sell it, put it on there, $50, whatever it was. We're in Iceland for the first ever Spartan Ultra World Championship. Bubbles drops his medal on eBay. 7 bills, $700 fucking dollars. I was so jealous and so mad because I remember staring at the table of medals thinking, I should take one of these home just to have it. Right? And I didn't. I could have sold 2 of those fucking things and paid my mortgage that month.
Paid for the trip to Iceland.
Good job.
Thank you.
So anyway, cherry pick. That's the way to do it. Just go to it.
No, I just have to make my money like a real athlete and win.
Or perhaps some affiliate programs with
15% for using my code.
What products do you represent, Bubbles? What do you got right now?
All I have is LumaFlex. You can use code Underdog for 20% off for all your red light therapy. That's all.
That's all you got?
Told everyone else I don't want to work with you. No, everybody else is like, here, push this, push that. I had a bunch of people call me in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't want any more merchandise in my gym. I don't want to carry products. We don't have any door swings. There's like 5 people that train in our gym. No one's buying all the stuff that people keep sending us. I'll take your free samples and try it, but that's all. We're not a big door swing kind of place. So unless we have an event, we don't have 100 people here, and most people don't show up at DEKAs to buy stuff.
LumaFlex doesn't even sponsor DEKA anymore, do they?
Nope, just me.
Just you?
I just have a code. It's Underdog for 20% off. It's a great product. I like it a lot. Sometimes on Christmas I can use 2 at the same time.
There's my thumbnail right there.
Stereo light.
What are the benefits of red light therapy?
Well, we could go on forever, but decreased inflammation, increased blood flow, recovery, and activation. Those are the quick benefits on what's the technical term? Photobiomodulation.
I'm trying to turn off this fucking thing on the bottom.
Ticker?
What's it called?
The ticker? Oh, I have your answer too. I did the math. This year, 3,100. I got three first places in teams. So that's 3,000. I got to split with my partners. So I got to pay them for their efforts. So that's 1,500. 2 second places. I got 1,200. I had to pay off my partners. So I got 6. And then I got third in the individual for 1,000. I get to keep all of that. So 3,100.
Listen,
down from last year.
I think I can help make you some money. A, I can figure out how to get you some money for your gym. B, your partners, you can say, listen, do you want to race with the best team athlete that's ever lived? It's me. Cool. 70-30. 70 my way. And then if they really bitch, 60-40.
Well, I got it. Yeah, I guess. I'm just too nice. And all those Canadians, I mean, half of my partners were Canadians, so their exchange rate sucks. Actually, this money is way more for them, but they're just so nice. Like, I just want them to have the money. Then they give me maple syrup, so it's a good trade-off.
All right. Well, listen, we're already over an hour. I was going over each day in each race, but let's maybe just get some just kind of overall thoughts. I guess first of all, why don't we talk about Tania? You weren't there last year, so you can't speak to it. But what would you say for Kevin and for Brooklyn? What would you say? A little bit improvement, same, worse, same, little improvement, lot of improvement. You're first, Brooklyn. Which one of those 5 choices? Worse, same, little, or a lot?
I'd say little improvement.
Okay.
I think there's still some things to work on. Like there were things that they did last year that I liked, and they changed it to this year. So, but they had a better venue this year, and maybe if they could just have us turn left on the DEKA mile next time, that would be really nice. And the judges, always the judges. But
Kevin, what do you say?
Overall, it got better.
I think overall it was better. A lot of reasons personally. They changed the schedule so I could do more races, so I really appreciate that. The organization of everything, I think time-wise, they've gotten better each year. Judges is always an issue, but I felt, at least for me, year one, the judges didn't speak English, so it didn't matter who you were. You didn't know what. Yeah, you didn't know if your judge was counting anything, and they didn't
Where were the judges from? I did not hear this. Where were the judges from in New Jersey?
I don't know, wherever they found them. They found people to be judges, and I was trying to coach athletes, and I'm like, hey, what number is my athlete on? Because that guy that we're racing is not whatever. We're trying to catch up, whatever. So I think the judging has gotten better. And also with Dave, I think laying down the law with the athletes at the starting line and everything, that helps. But I think there was a bigger presence because I've gone to most of the fits. There was counters, the judges, but then Yancey or Dave was there, especially with the top people, hey, a little bit higher, a little bit better. And I'm not saying judging top to bottom was perfect in any means, but I think the people that were competing for podiums, for the most part, not 100%, they knew there was a watchful eye that was there correcting or gonna no rep in most cases. So that got better. I mean, you already know all the complaints, there's no shirts, no medals, that kind of stuff. And the people that
sexy.
Are not
no
elite,
shirts, Kevin. Wow, that's hot.
Well, I need a shirt for afterwards because you can't go to 7-Eleven without a shirt or shoes. Otherwise, no service. So that, I kind of knew that on the setup day because Tyler, who was in charge of that, who ordered them 9 months ago when we got the date and everything, was telling me how he couldn't figure out how that fell apart. He's like, we knew in advance. We sent that to the Spartans department of that, and I'm like, oh, it sounds like finance, the offices within Spartan who are, I don't know, understaffed maybe, whatever. People didn't do their job. But I think for the skeleton team, Yancey's squad with Nelson, Mark, Preston, who wasn't there, but Robin, and then the other people that are the people that are all the fits, I think they did a really good job of getting things together, and the truck showed up on time. I've shown up to 3 or 4 DEKA fits this year to volunteer on Thursday, and the trailer didn't show up till midnight on Friday for whoever to figure out how to pull an all-nighter and get the shit to go off. So that was a plus. So overall, I think the experience is good. Little incremental improvements in various areas, sound system. Jeff's always loud, but sometimes there is one speaker, and you're if you're on the wrong side. The TV was a monstrous upgrade. You could always see the action of the live stream on the screen. At World's Toughest, if you're in the pit, you can watch the screen of whatever's on the live screen. So those are nice spectator perks. Yeah, that's what I got.
And Tania, what were your overall feelings coming over as you were getting back on the plane? What were you thinking about your first DEKA Worlds?
I was just so happy about my outcome in all the races. So in general, I cannot complain too much about a thing about how it all went from whatever from setup. I mean, the mile was surprisingly slow apparently. That was the only one. Yeah, probably we can just have a better setup for next Worlds. In general, for the judging, I mean, I was scared about Dave, so I just did my reps all clean, but still, I got somehow an no rep in the mile, which obviously cost me because I'm not the fastest on the burpees. And yeah, I don't know why I got it because I was always super fully extend. I smashed my whole body down. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I did 21. And just I agree with Brooklyn. There was no call out. There was no like, no warning, no nothing about it. And I hate it because it's the same in HYROX. I hate it when they just don't count loud or they don't tell you it's a no rep or like that's, yeah, I don't like it. That's the only part. For the rest, I have to say, everybody was nice to me. All the Americans were very nice. The Canadians were very nice. So I felt really okay over there. So there was not like feeling excluded or something. Absolutely not. And yeah, it was a great experience from my side. Unless my travel there, but that's not another thing, right? Yeah, but I liked how it was. The track was never too crazy busy, which we have like a lot in the small arenas. Like you cannot pass the people, especially in teams. That was really great. But also in elite, we had less people on the track, I'd say. So the schedule worked very well, I would say, in my case at least. So yeah, I'm very happy with just my outcome, like how I went in and how I came out, and yeah, just want to again thank Stephanie for our great team race. It was just crazy.
And what is next for you race wise?
I have
2025.
I will see. I try to move probably to another country, and so there's like all unknown things. But I would think I go to Torremolinos to the DEKA Fit, which is in 1st of March, I think. And yeah, then I hope we get an ultra. I hope we get like mile teams or strong teams or something. I would really like to try it out because I was watching all those races on Saturday and Sunday, and they were so crazy just to watch because it's getting so fast, like all the switches, and like it was amazing to watch. So I hope I can do one. Yeah, we'll see, but definitely more DEKA if I can choose it. It depends on where I live because you spoke about the money with the others, not with me. But yeah, from Luxembourg to fly to Spain is pretty expensive. So even if I did want some money, it was never enough to pay my whole travel day
But
there.
you were on the
So
podium a lot though in Spain, right?
yeah. If I'm not, I mean, I pay so much for it. So yeah, but we get just for the. I don't know how it is in
There were
USA.
5 races. There were 5 races. Did you make podium for all 5 races last year or 2024?
I wasn't in Valencia, but I was in the other races, and I was always like first, second, or third.
Right.
Yeah,
So do they pay
yeah,
you? Do they pay out on time?
they get better, but we never had to wait so long. So at least when the next race is taking place, you get paid before. So it never happened that a next race happens and you are not paid from the previous race. And I have to say, right now, when I won the most money I ever did, that was in Tenerife, and I got the money last Friday. So, and that was a month. Yeah, it's okay if you know it is okay. And the first time it took a little bit longer because they had 3 races the whole year, so it took a little bit longer. And I was like, do I get my money? But yeah, we don't have the trouble here. So I have to say, Europe does things better apparently, because we get paid always latest 1 week or the week when the next race is taking place. Yeah.
So what?
Brooklyn, let's go over to Europe and race
What?
together and win
Yeah,
all their money.
exactly.
Then we can come home with us.
But we don't have that much prizes here. You have higher money prize than we have.
What country are you going to move to, Tanya?
I don't know yet. I'm just about to move all my stuff out here until Friday out of my apartment, so that's why I'm a bit like stressed and I'm sick. So it's not great. But I knew it would be stressful after Worlds, so I moved my things now back
But
to the
you have
north
it
of the
narrowed
country.
down. You're not just like, oh, what neighborhood am I moving to? You're like, what country I'm gonna move to? Like, do you have it narrowed
Yes.
down?
Come to the States. Come to the States.
I assume somewhere in Europe, right?
Yeah, I try to figure out where I find something to work, where I have an income, obviously, because now I kind of stopped here. And so yeah, if someone's listening and have a nice job in fitness industry, here we go. I'm
So
coming in
who are the
in a
who are the
warm
finalists?
country, please.
Who are the finalists? Who are the top 3 finalist countries?
Well, somewhere in south of Spain or Canary Islands where it is warm, because
Okay.
it's always been weather here. Um, but I would also go to Netherlands or something. So it depends on just where the fitness industry is a little bit bigger and you have more possibilities than here, because yeah, here's like a little bit
This
hard
is your
also
whole
for
country is
racing.
like
We
this
don't
big.
have races.
This is like your whole
Yes.
country is like this big. Okay, Brooklyn, what is on your calendar for first what's it called?
First race of 2025.
First quarter of 2025, January to March. What's it looking like for you?
Nothing in January, I hope.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep a gap there. But HYROX Vegas.
Let's go.
And then, wait, I have it right here. Where'd it go?
Matt's looking for a roommate. If you don't have
I am
anywhere to
definitely
stay.
not looking for a roommate,
Circus,
Brooklyn. You're
circus.
fine.
I'm actually good on that. I hear you like casinos, so no, I don't want to go.
First of all, I don't like
HYROX
casinos.
Vegas.
Second of all, stop trying to get me canceled. I called Bubbles because he's a man. I only call man roommates.
I know. I was only
I know,
busting your
I know.
chops because we're live.
I know.
What else? I've got Syracuse Half Marathon on my birthday, March 23rd, and then a week after that, there's HYROX DC. So,
Wow, big.
I potentially will want to go back to Florida for DEKA, but although it's a very nice venue, I don't like the things that happen to me when I'm at that venue. So I don't want to get what was called the fucked over trifecta. I don't want to get my fucked over trifecta, if you know what I'm saying. Wow. Might just avoid that one. I can't remember who said it to me, but it made me laugh in the heat of the moment.
How many categories are you racing in Vegas?
Just pro singles. I was supposed to do doubles with Johnny Maras, but the way that the schedule is probably going to roll out, it had me racing like 30 minutes in. Like I'd be still racing singles when they start mixed doubles. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have it backwards. They had me doing mixed doubles before pro singles. And I'm like, fuck that. I prioritize my
so in the morning,
race,
in the morning it's doubles. And then the women usually go off at like, I think 1, 2, or 3, and the men are like 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. I was like, no, I can't do that. So just singles for me.
Well, they added more on the second day, which is how Cheryl and I are racing doubles on Sunday, because she already has a race on Saturday, and she didn't.
What a downgrade for Cheryl. Her last team's race was with Corinna, and now she's got you. Poor guy. Poor Cheryl.
All right. Bubbles.
That's
Bubbles,
nice.
my friend. You probably have a race every weekend because you're a lunatic. You're like, we're gonna put on a strong, and then I'm gonna do Sanity, and then I'm gonna do Spartan, Greece, or not Greece. What was it? What used to be called? What was the January Spartan called? Greek Peak.
That was in March. But
anyway,
sure. I'm gonna do some HYROXs this year, so I'm starting in Vegas, and then referee season for lacrosse starts. And they start last year. My first scrimmage was in January. I was like, it could snow, and that goes till June. So we'll see. I'm going to be in Miami and Vegas, and then we're looking at hosting our first DEKA event maybe Valentine's Day weekend, and a HYROX on like a combo, like DEKA Saturday, HYROX Sunday. Not official yet. I still got to run some numbers or dates to see what else conflicts, because there's always something. But that's the game plan. I doubt I will be able to show up to the Florida Fit, but last minute, depending on if I got to schedule a game or not, I might just hop on a plane and fly somewhere and hit it up. And then local DEKA events, I can do that in the morning of a game if need be, to just start locking down my 2025 partners.
How many Vegas categories are you doing?
2. I got pro men, and I'm doing men's doubles pro on Sunday with Mike Racine, who first World Championship podium in the DEKA Strong co-ed relay. He got 3rd place with Katie Brown. So the underdogs, Underdog and Pure Impact had the whole podium, but we had half because I teamed up with Amber for the win. And then I think Chelsea and Zach got 2nd, and then Mike and Katie got 3rd. So that was a really special moment for our gym and brand and our friends up north.
All right, guys. Well, listen, thanks for joining me, everybody. Thank you, Speed Labs, for sending me amazing caffeine gummies.